What if Bedrock Edition was never supposed to exist? I know that sounds ridiculous, but a massive source code leak from early March 2026 basically proves it, and it changed everything that we know about Minecraft. Minecraft has changed, not just through updates or new mobs or bigger caves, but in something that's harder to define, its identity. For a long time, I convinced myself it was just nostalgia. I thought I was becoming one of those players who says, old Minecraft was just better, without really understanding the why. The more I looked into it, especially after leaks that surfaced early in March of 2026, the more I started to realize something genuinely shifted behind the scenes. We still have Minecraft Java Edition, it's still moddable, it's still running on PC the way it always has, but alongside it we now have Minecraft Bedrock Edition, the unified cross-platform version designed to run on everything from high-end PCs to phones. While Bedrock technically is impressive, it feels different. Smoother, yes. More optimized, sure. But it feels strangely unnatural. The best way I can describe it is this. It feels too smooth. Almost slippery. Inputs feel slightly buffered. Movement feels rounded off and doesn't have that grounded, weighty feel that the older versions have. What happened to the era when Minecraft Java was just Java and the other consoles had their own identity? Back when Xbox One Edition and PlayStation 4 Edition existed as completely separate experiences. Each version felt handcrafted for its platform. Instead of a massive in-game marketplace full of transactions, we had curated skin packs and texture packs. Some were paid, sure, but there were also plenty of free options. Those texture packs weren't just cosmetic swaps. They came often bundled in themed maps. Small, handcrafted worlds designed specifically around the pack itself. Console editions even had built-in minigames, PvP arenas, and glide modes with Elytra. There was one more, but honestly I can't remember what it was. There were entire maps that felt like full DLC expansions. And for the most part, Minecraft was what you made of it, and the limitations didn't feel restricted, they felt intentional. And here's the thing, most people don't realize this was before cross-platform gaming became normal. Today, it's almost expected. You can play with almost anyone regardless of the device. But back then, if you had an Xbox, you played with other Xbox players. If you had a PlayStation, you played with other PlayStation players. And that separation, it actually gave the game versions their own personality. And then came the Better Together update. If you owned Xbox One Edition or the PlayStation Edition, you were given Bedrock automatically. It was for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and mobile, all to play together. On paper it was revolutionary. Cross-platform play was something that players had wanted for years. Technically and socially, it made the game perfect. But what if I told you the original plan might have been completely different? In early March of 2026, something surfaced that completely changed the entire story. A significant source code leak appearing on 4chan before being archived and partially taken down revealed early builds like the original Minecraft villages, internal projects, and fragment codes that we were never supposed to see. Credit is due to the creators who documented and preserved what they could. Their names can be seen on screen now, and if you want a deeper breakdown of the leaks after this video, I'll leave a link below. This video is more talking about what could have been, what does this mean for the Minecraft community, and the possible why did all this happen. Also, I want to give credit to Live Neon for bringing these discoveries to me and compiling the information that made the video possible. I kid you not, he sent me every single link I needed. Now, here's where things get really interesting. One of the most surprising revelations was the existence of an internal PC port for Xbox One Edition. That alone raised questions. Why create a PC port for the legacy console versions if the long-term plan was always Bedrock? This wasn't just a theoretical experiment. Those files suggest a working version that allowed PC players to run the Xbox One Edition directly from their PC. What if Bedrock never was the original plan? What if Mojang was originally intending something much simpler but more complicated, allowing PC players to connect to console players while still keeping the console ecosystems separate? Xbox players with Xbox players, PlayStation players with PlayStation players, but PC acting as the bridge between them. And then something changed. In 2018, Fortnite pushed cross-platform gaming into the mainstream. Really, the only games I played were Minecraft, Roblox, and Fortnite, so I could be completely wrong. This allowed players across nearly every platform to play together. Suddenly, crossplay wasn't just possible, it was expected. That expectation might have forced Minecraft's hand. And even more interesting was how closely related the console versions were to Java. For years, I personally treated these like two separate entities. Java as the original PC codebase, legacy console versions as custom engines, and Bedrock as a full C++ rewrite. But fragments of the leak show structural similarities between console code and Java logic. Tiny snippets, shared patterns, overlapping systems. The console editions weren't alien, they were adaptations. Philosophically and mechanically, they acted closer to Java than Bedrock does today, and that realization explains something that I felt for years without being able to articulate it. Xbox One Edition feels better to me. Not more powerful, not more advanced, just better. Combat felt heavier. Redstone behaved more predictably. Movement felt grounded. Menus felt deliberate instead of layered with store integration. Bedrock, by contrast, feels optimized for fluidity and adaptability, but in that process, something tactile got smoothed out. It's like older versions of the game had a rough texture so you could grip onto it, but Bedrock sanded it all down until the game almost felt like a slip and slide. Another part of the leak included an internal alpha build for Pocket Edition. Not the public alpha that many players remember, but an internal development version. And it was surprisingly limited compared to what the console editions already had at the time. That suggests something interesting. Instead of console developing and pulling mobile forward with it, development may have pivoted to scaling Pocket Edition upward. In other words, mobile might have shaped the foundation that consoles eventually adapted. From an engineering standpoint, Bedrock being written in C++ makes sense. It allows scalability across many devices and long-term optimization, but its design constraints influenced the need of function on phones and low-end hardware, and it affected it negatively in my opinion. Those effects affect everything: redstone behavior, UI design, touch-friendly menus, marketplace integration, embedded directly into the navigation. Systems optimized for consistency instead of simulation depth. If you've been watching this far, you clearly care about Minecraft the same way that I do. If you're connecting with this type of deep dive, hitting the subscribe button means that I can make more of these. The leaks also contained early versions of Minecraft Dungeons and Minecraft Legends. Those discoveries weren't shocking on their own, but they highlighted something important about Mojang's direction. Minecraft was no longer just a sandbox game. It was becoming an ecosystem, an intellectual property, a franchise. Dungeons explored the action RPG side of the universe. Legends leaned into strategy. The brand itself was expanding far beyond its original form. Around the same time, Bedrock unified platforms. The marketplace became central. Instead of curated DLC style packs, Bedrock introduced Minecoins, emotes, creator templates, and full-on microtransaction economy. There are incredibly talented creators working inside that system, but the shift from curated content to an open marketplace changed the atmosphere. It incentivized volume and monetization in a way that older console editions never really did. And that brings us back to the core question. If the legacy editions were technically capable and there was even a working PC port internally, why would they scrape the project entirely? Before Bedrock Edition, Mojang had to maintain separate versions of Minecraft for Xbox, PlayStation, PC, iPhone, and Android. Every update meant maintaining 5 different builds of the game at the same time. Bedrock reduced that down to essentially 2 major versions, Java and Bedrock. From a development standpoint, that's a massive simplification. And financially, it completely makes sense. But understanding the reason doesn't necessarily mean the execution was perfect. And somewhere in that transition, something subtle disappeared. When I load up Xbox One Edition, something clicks. The music, the menus, the pacing feels deliberate. It feels like the game that was designed specifically for the platform you're playing on. When I load up Bedrock, it feels different. Not worse in every way, but different. Actually, screw it. I really hate everything about the Bedrock version. It feels worse. And if you disagree with me, well, you're wrong and I'm right. And if you think I'm wrong, post a video, invite me to collaborate on it. I'm gonna have a lot of hate for that. Editor, edit that out. Like, why couldn't Minecraft let you choose the PC crafting UI or the console crafting UI? Xbox One Edition already had that built in. You had the perfect crafting UI and you just throw it away. Instead of feeling like a game built for a specific platform, it feels like a platform itself, a service designed to work everywhere for everyone, all at once. And again, that isn't inherently bad. Cross-platform play is genuinely incredible. Being able to join friends regardless of device is one of the most impressive achievements in modern gaming. But gaining that unity, Minecraft might have lost something in its identity. We lost built-in console minigames as core features. We lost curated expansion packs that felt like handcrafted DLCs. We lost mechanics that aligned closely with Java's simulation-focused design philosophy. And in their place, we gained a global marketplace, microtransactions, and a version of the game that's designed primarily for accessibility and scalability. None of these changes are inherently bad on their own. In fact, many of them helped grow Minecraft into what it is today, into something bigger than it was before. But after looking through these leaks, it becomes clear that the legacy console editions weren't obsolete as many people assumed. They were still evolving. They were still being experimented on internally. And that part stings the most. It's not just that the legacy editions couldn't keep going. The leaks suggested that they could absolutely have. It's that someone, somewhere, made the decision that they shouldn't. I don't think the people who made that decision were wrong from a business perspective, but I do think something real was lost in the process. Something that can't just be patched back in or sold on a marketplace. Minecraft used to feel like it was yours, like it was built for you. It was your platform, your experience. And now it feels like it belongs to everyone and no one at the same time. But that's just my take. I'm curious about what you think. Did Bedrock improve Minecraft, or did it sand everything down that made it special? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you got stories from the legacy console days, I genuinely want to hear them. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to watch another video, click the video on the left. That's going to be my Minecraft escape room video. And if you want to subscribe, the button's right on the right. Have a good one. Peace. Have a good one. Peace.